Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to take a look at the song Slow Dancing in a Burning Room by John Mayer. More specifically, we are going to be discussing the studio version off of the Continuum album. We're going to unpack some misconceptions about the song, we're going to analyze a little bit of the playing technique, and we're going to touch on a little bit of the tone. But before any of that happens, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little like button and also that little bell icon to let you know when any of my videos pop up in your notifications. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so first we're going to talk about the guitar he used on Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. And again, we're only talking about the studio version, not the live version. And we're also going to be discussing which pickup position was used for that recording. So thanks to the good people at Sweetwater who did a really good article on this song trying to do some tone matching. They were able to contact Chad Franskowiak, John's front of house and sound engineer in the studio, and it was definitely confirmed that it was John's 1964 Sunburst Strat with the tortoiseshell pickguard. Now, through a bunch of John Mayer Facebook groups, forums, we know that the guitar originally showed up with a three-way toggle switch. So that's neck, middle, and bridge, and then was later switched out to a five-way toggle switch by his tech, Rene Martinez. Now we don't know whether that was before the recording of Slow Dancing or after, but if you really listen closely to that intro, which is going to be played over and over again in this video, there's really nothing that points me to believe that it's the fourth position, the neck and middle. Now, a lot of people think that's the one because he's made it known that the fourth Strat or Silver Sky position is the modern day test for a Strat, playing that little riff.
Now, the in-betweens. Now, really quickly, a lot of guitar players are going to want to know, do the slow dancing thing, because that's the test, the modern day test of a neck, middle, out of phase pickup selection is Slow Dancing in a Burning Room.
And yes, if you watch any of his live recordings, he goes to that pickup position all the time. But if you really listen closely to the studio version intro, there's really nothing that's quacky about it, nothing out of phase that makes me believe it is the fourth position. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a listen to both of those pickup positions playing that exact riff, and we're going to see kind of what you think. Comment in the comment section below, let me know what is closer, but really hear a lot of that warmth from that intro. Again, not a lot of quack or out of phase type of sound. So let's play a quick demo for you. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the reverb that he used for that song. Now, I know that I've done this plenty of times. I've turned on like a tube amp or now my fractal unit and I dial in the reverb a bit too much. But if you really listen to John's clean part, the intro, and then you hear a little smack of the strings and you hear this big reverberation, it makes me think that maybe that could have been a overdub. And the reason why I think that is because, number one, if you slap on that much reverb on a guitar, you're going to get lost in a mix easily. But also, let's take a look at this recording. This is one of the earliest recordings of this song played at Webster Hall. And what you're going to see John playing the intro, but then you're going to see a little clip of David Ryan Harris with his telly, and you're going to see that hit on the strings. He's not playing any notes, he's just smacking the strings, and you hear some reverb. And then what happens is at the end, he's going to switch to an acoustic guitar. So now that you've seen that live clip of both of them kind of playing those parts and David Ryan Harris hitting the strings, creating that big room-like feel, we're going to try and simulate that. I'm going to play the intro part, and I'm just going to dial in a little bit of reverb just to make it to feel ambient. But then I'm going to have a second guitar with a more washed out spring reverb, and I'm just going to hit the strings, and you're going to really hear the difference, and you're going to tell that, well, that intro part, it can't have that much reverb or it's going to get completely lost. So the next part about this song we're going to discuss is more of a playing perspective. Now, I've watched plenty of YouTube videos of people playing this song. Some have been pretty accurate, some maybe not so much, but this is not to slam anyone who is trying to play this song. This is just a way to maybe show you a more accurate approach to playing and something that is going to sound pretty close to the studio version and also even the live versions. So this is in his chord vibrato. So if you really listen to the intro, he does some slides in some sixth intervals, and then he does some double stops. And when he does those slides, the first slide going to that G sharp and then hitting that E note, there is a little bit of shake in the strings. And then also when he slides down and goes to the A chord inversion that he plays and the E, he also throws in a little bit of chord vibrato as well. Now, we're going to roll that same clip from when we're talking about the reverb, and I want you to really pay close attention to his chord vibrato. And now we're going to roll to a clip of me playing this using these two different types of approaches. We're going to play with more of a straight, maybe sterile approach to it, no chord vibrato, and then we're going to play it using the chord vibrato. And then you just tell me in the comments which one you think is a bit closer. Now this is a technique that takes a lot of practice. I'm still not quite there, but it is now, it's second nature for me whenever I play a song to use that chord vibrato. Actually playing it straight, no vibrato, was harder than the opposite way. Now the last piece we're going to talk about is the gear that he used for the Continuum recording of Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. And again, thank you to Sweetwater, who created that wonderful article trying to recreate those tones. They contacted Chad Franskowiak and they found out pretty much exactly what John used for that recording. Now again, we're talking more just the intro. So what Chad had said in that article is John used a deluxe reverb. Now we don't know if that's the one that was kind of modded by Alessandro, or it could just be an old 60s style deluxe reverb, but that's what was used on the intro. So we've been talking a lot about John's gear, but what did I use for this video? I used my Michael SX Custom. It's a guitar that's made here in the state of Washington by Mike Lowell Custom Guitars. It has Lawler Blonde pickups in them. And then I use my Fractal FM3 straight into my MacBook. And the Fractal FM3 has a deluxe reverb amp model from, I believe it's 1965-ish. And I dialed this preset in based around that amp model and some special cabs. And in a future video, I will show you how I dialed that in. But to end the video, I do want to give a shout out to Justin at the John Mayer Gear Lounge page on Facebook, and he's one of the moderators, and he helped me a lot, just kind of making sure I was giving a lot of facts for this video. And Alejandro from John Mayer Gear on Instagram. I'll make sure to put a link to his Instagram in the description box, but he just posts a lot of great content and somehow is able to find all this information out that even the biggest John Mayer gear nerds really don't know about. But thank you to him for posting all this wonderful content. Now, if you want to see any other videos like this in the future, make sure you comment below, but we will just see you next time. Bye.